While the Sensex dipped over 400 points from its day's high, with the Nifty struggling near 24,050, institutional capital is keenly observing a deeper, less obvious catalyst, the sheer velocity of the India IPO market. This isn't merely about profit-taking, it's about a quiet, persistent siphon of liquidity from the secondary markets, demanding a critical reassessment of capital flow dynamics. What's happening is a redistribution of available funds, and why it matters is its potential to create temporary market dislocations. This matters profoundly because the Indian equity market, a structural growth story for years, has historically navigated global volatility with remarkable resilience. Domestic institutional investors, or DIIs, have consistently been a powerful counterweight to foreign institutional investor flows, providing a foundational demand base. However, that established equation demonstrably shifts when a significant portion of domestic capital is actively diverted into primary market offerings, impacting overall market breadth and momentum. Despite these short-term liquidity shifts, India's core structural moats remain impressively robust. We are talking about an unparalleled demographic dividend driving sustained consumption, continuous and aggressive infrastructure development, and a stable policy environment fostering long-term capital formation across key sectors. These are the fundamental underpinnings of our multi-year investment thesis, but even the strongest foundations can experience temporary pressure from these evolving liquidity dynamics. What changes next is a reevaluation of market resilience. Now, let's break down the recent market performance, specifically how this IPO phenomenon translates into observable price action. The immediate catalyst for today's dip might appear headline-driven, yet beneath the surface, there's a distinct pattern emerging. Several mid-cap and small-cap segments have felt the liquidity pinch first, suggesting available capital is actively seeking new homes in primary issues, rather than simply rotating within the existing secondary market. What changes next for these segments, particularly their valuation multiples, is crucial for portfolio managers. Here's where the capital flow metrics become particularly interesting, painting a clearer picture of this phenomenon. We've seen a consistent and growing stream of quality, and even some highly speculative, IPOs absorbing significant investor appetite. While this undeniably signals robust confidence in India's long-term growth story, it also pulls substantial liquidity, especially from retail and DII pools, that might otherwise flow into existing secondary market opportunities. It's a zero-sum game for deployable capital in the short term, driving a subtle repricing mechanism. The next signal comes directly from the regulatory front, with SEBI, the Securities and Exchange Board of India, playing an increasingly critical role. They've been increasingly vigilant regarding IPO pricing, disclosures, and post-listing performance, aiming to protect investor interests and maintain overall market integrity. This proactive stance, while inherently healthy for long-term market stability, could temper some of the near-term IPO exuberance, influencing both the pace and the quality of future offerings. What changes next is a potential rebalancing act for the primary market. That leads us directly to the nuanced dynamics of current market sentiment. There's a noticeable bifurcated approach among investor cohorts. Retail investors often chase aggressive listing gains, fueled by short-term momentum, while institutional investors are typically more discerning, focusing on long-term value, sustainable business models, and predictable post-listing performance. The divergence in these behaviors creates temporary dislocations, with the broader market reacting to the aggregate capital shift. What matters next is discerning which of these investor pools will sustain market momentum. Now, let's zoom out to the broader Indian macroeconomic environment, which provides the underlying context for this vibrant IPO activity. Despite global headwinds and pockets of uncertainty, India's GDP growth remains remarkably robust. Inflation, while still a persistent concern, is showing encouraging signs of moderation, and the consumption narrative is generally positive. This strong macro backdrop provides a fertile ground for capital formation, simultaneously creating an attractive environment for companies to tap public markets, thus intensifying the overall IPO flow. Diving deeper into IPO market dynamics, we are observing a compelling trend towards larger, more established companies seeking public listings, alongside a steady and robust stream of smaller, high-growth-oriented firms. This diverse mix offers investors considerable choice, but critically, it also demands heightened due diligence. The strategic question isn't just if companies are listing, but at what valuation they are coming to market, and with what long-term earnings visibility they are projecting to investors. That's where institutional analysis adds real value. This leads us to a bigger question regarding terminal risk within the broader IPO ecosystem. The primary market's allure of quick gains can sometimes, unfortunately, overshadow fundamental valuation analysis, potentially leading to overvalued listings or a herd mentality. When initial returns don't materialize as expected, or worse, turn materially negative, it can significantly dampen broader investor enthusiasm and potentially impact future primary market activity. This cyclical dynamic of investor sentiment and capital appetite is always a critical consideration for portfolio managers. What changes next is the market's discipline. Beyond the IPO-specific risks, the broader Indian market faces its own set of vulnerabilities that warrant close monitoring. Global risk-off sentiment, potentially triggered by escalating geopolitical events or surprisingly hawkish central bank policies from major economies, could instigate significant FII outflows. Domestically, any unexpected policy shifts, such as fiscal tightening or a material slowdown in aggregate corporate earnings growth, could swiftly pressure valuations across the board, making the IPO market's capital absorption even more pronounced. What changes next is a true test of market resilience and adaptive capacity. Looking ahead, the IPO pipeline remains impressively robust, with several marquee names across diverse sectors reportedly waiting in the wings to tap public markets. However, increased regulatory scrutiny and a more discerning investor caution might well lead to more realistic pricing expectations for these upcoming issues. The aggregate quality and structural sector diversity of future offerings will crucially dictate how much further capital the primary market can effectively absorb without significant secondary market disruption. This forward visibility into the pipeline is a key signal for asset allocators. This brings us to a crucial point for long-term investors: market valuation reassessment. As the IPO market continues to offer new avenues for capital deployment, the equity risk premium inherent in the secondary market demands a fresh, analytical look. We absolutely need to evaluate whether current earnings growth projections for existing listed entities genuinely justify their prevailing valuation multiples, especially for sectors that have seen substantial re-rating over the past year. Is the broader market pricing in too much, too soon, or is fundamental strength truly being discounted? So, where do we stand tactically, given these dynamic capital flows? We are seeing continued structural momentum in specific sectors that appear more insulated from immediate IPO-driven liquidity drains, particularly those demonstrating strong domestic demand recovery and clearer, more resilient earnings visibility. Conversely, certain sectors or companies with high recent capital expenditure needs, or those currently trading at extreme historical valuation extensions, might warrant trim consideration, as capital continues to actively seek new opportunities in the primary market. That's a crucial, Actionable distinction for your portfolio management. The bottom line for sophisticated investors is crystal clear. India remains an incredibly compelling long-term structural investment story. However, understanding the nuanced dynamics of capital rotation, particularly the interplay between the primary and secondary markets, is absolutely paramount for insulating your portfolio from short-term volatility and optimizing long-term returns. Stay tuned to SR Money News IN for deep dives into these structural shifts and institutional-grade market intelligence to help you navigate these complex currents. Don't just watch the headlines, understand the underlying shifts. Subscribe now, hit the notification bell, and join our community of discerning investors. Your capital deserves the analytical edge.